Hi, my name is Robert.
And I'm Nicole.
We are the Baden family. We are here to present to you spirituality,
lifestyle,
business.
food.
Well, sit back and relax. Like this video,
Subscribe.
share, subscribe.
Hey, Facebook fam. Just to explain a little bit of background right now, I am going through some health issues. So you will probably hear me clearing my throat, coughing a little bit. I might get a little out of breath, drinking water. But I just wanted to let you know I'm not up to 100%. So just coming back from some illness anyway. Not coronavirus anyway, but just some illness. Just wanted to explain that a little bit before people start asking questions. And then I do want to get right into our history, how we met. About 2 years or so before we met, I had been engaged. I didn't end up getting married at that time, and I was pretty sad about it. Anyway, the Lord gave me a dream, and the dream was of my wedding. I remember being very happy, just at peace with what was happening. I didn't know who the man was in my dream. I couldn't see him clearly. I could see his height. I could see about his size. I saw that he had salt and pepper gray in his hair. I knew that his last name started with a B, but I couldn't for the life of me remember the rest of the details. It was just the feeling I had. I was totally at peace. I was happy. And I knew that this was going to be my husband. I just didn't have those special details to tell you exactly what I was looking for, what I was supposed to be finding. So, a couple years later, during that time, I've been praying, just fasting and praying and asking the Lord to guide my husband, whoever he is, to be there for him, to protect him, keep him safe, all kinds of little prayers like that. All that time. I didn't know where he was. I knew I didn't know him, but that was it. So a couple years later, I tried to get a trailer. It was just me and my oldest son. He was about 13, 14 at the time. And I think it was about 14. Anyway, I was trying to get a trailer. I found this little trailer that didn't cost much. And I just kept praying, Lord, this will be the perfect place for us. It'll just be me and him. It's great. It's awesome. And everything I tried failed. I couldn't get the loan from the bank. I couldn't get enough money to just outright buy it. I was just trying to make things work by myself. So at this time, I had been driving through a girlfriend's neighborhood and I saw this house. It wasn't the whole house for rent, it was a basement apartment. So I went and I talked to the man who lived there. He was a man from Africa. And I asked him about the apartment, and I liked it when I went to go see it. We talked for a while, we negotiated the price, and I moved in. Now, at that time, I had never lived in a house like that with a man or what have you. It wasn't living with him, of course. It was just being in the basement. But I was telling him, this is how we want to be. I'll be like a sister in the household. I'll cook whatever when I can and this and that. And it was fine. I lived there for a while. I was about 8 months before my husband came to move in. So he came and moved in, and we talked a lot. We just watched movies together, and he would talk through the whole movie, pretty much. So we didn't get to watch the movie for a lot of the things, and nothing had given me any indication that this is who my husband was supposed to be at the time. It was just, I enjoyed being treated like a sister in that household, and I didn't want things to change. One day, he asked me to go to church with him. And I said, sure. Now, during that time, we got closer just as friends, and he kept introducing me to his friends, saying, this is going to be my wife. And I was telling him, man, I don't know what you're talking about. Things don't work like that in America. Little things like that. We would joke with each other, but he kept saying, this is going to be my wife. I was like, whatever, dude. Things don't work like that in America. You have to date and then get engaged, and then you get married and all kinds of things. So, yeah, we had some different ideas. But that morning, when I got ready for church, I came upstairs and I went in the kitchen and I sat down at the table. When I sat down at the table, just waiting, the Lord started bringing my memory back about that dream I had had 2 years before. So I'm sitting at the table and the Lord started showing me my husband, showing me the pieces that I didn't remember, the part that I only remembered his last name, the part that I only remembered his stature, his height, his weight, about that, his size and his hair. And he started showing me that this man next to me was the man that I was going to marry. And I'm sitting in the kitchen and I just started to cry. And I didn't say anything to him because he wasn't there. It was just the Lord showing me. So he comes in the kitchen and he's like, are you ready to go to church? And he looked at me and I've just got tears streaming down my face. And he was like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. And he, just went away. And he came back, and the next time he came back, I was crying more. And I don't even remember when I told you.
The time you were crying.
Oh, I did?
Yes.
Oh, I couldn't remember I told you then.
You shared
But
that.
yeah, I was just amazed at how special I felt that God brought this man halfway around the world, to be with me. And he was the one that he had chosen, because I knew that I made mistakes before. I knew that I wouldn't choose correctly for me. So I said, God, I want you to make this decision. I want you to choose for me. I give you free reign. You bring me who's supposed to be with me. So I didn't have a chance to mess it up. I didn't have a chance to put my foot in it. God just did what he did with no man's permission. And it was just so special and so beautiful to me, because I felt right then how much God loved me and how much God was willing to do just what I asked him to do. I had just asked him for something else before, that trailer that I couldn't get. And I was disappointed about that. But God knew that right around the corner, he had something there for me. And it was much better than what I could ever ask for, what I could ever think. We've been married now for 15 years.
Yes.
And it has been, of course, ups and downs, hard times and struggle. It's been a lot. But through everything, I know that this is the man that God specifically chose for me. And I have no doubt in my mind. Now, he may have had some doubts because he didn't get that dream. He just knew he was drawn to me, but he didn't realize what was going on. I didn't know that he was drawn to me until God why he was drawn to me, until God showed me that dream again. So the Lord just gave me exactly what I asked for, and I've had no regrets. I've had no moments where I thought, oh, maybe we shouldn't have gotten married. I knew without a shadow of a doubt, you know how you know that you know that you know that this is where God wanted you to be. So people may ask, would you go here with him? Yes, absolutely. That's a part of what God put in me. I'm with this man. This is my husband. We are together until death do us part. And it's not a game. It's not a show. It's not something that I could say, I made this happen. I didn't have anything in it because I kept running from him when I realized that he liked me. I questioned him. Why? What do you like about me? All kinds of things. And I made it hard for him. I didn't give him an easy way until God showed me that this is the man that he wanted in my life.
I have a little bit to share too. I started, how do we call it? I came to Virginia Union and with a student visa. And so when I came around 2003, and so then I have to look for a job because then there were so many things which is going on. And so I find, some job and I worked. So later on then I was able to work at King's Dominion. So whilst we were there, the King's Dominion season passed. So we have to look for another job. So me and a friend started, going for a job search. And so we search our way and find later on we get hired at Home Depot. And whilst I get hired, they wouldn't put me at any place because I selected, I think it was the region selected, right? So it was around like Richmond vicinity. And so when I put in the application and they accepted me, Fredericksburg were the people who, pick up my application and accepted me that I was hired. And so I started commuting from Richmond to Fredericksburg. That is where the African guy was working. And so whilst I got there, the African guy know that, hey, there's a student trying to make it and stuff, so it was very hard on him. So, hey, and then he gave me that he had a house and the house have some rooms available. And if I will, rent, and I said, how much is it? And he was saying that, I told him, I said, look, I can't pay much more because I have a lot to do and I have to commute and I already get a place in Richmond and all those things. He said, I can help you by giving you an affordable so that you can save a little bit to pay some of your fees and all those good stuff. So that was what the guy did. And he was able to give us a place, the place in his house to stay. So I stayed there, and lo and behold, that's where I met, my wife. We stayed there for a while before, because she already told us, hey, let's be sisters and brothers and nothing else. And so that was what was sustained. We kept that one going. But later on, a man sometimes can get like some edge and stuff. And I started praying very hard. I said, because I don't want to fall, and through prayers and stuff, it's like, Lord, is this, what, because I started like getting some hints that to go closer to her and stuff. So I was very, very much more careful about it. And things lead to one another. And here we are. And we get married. So thank God for, that. And I appreciate that so much that, it's like, when she told me the story about her dream, I said, wow, how special God can put two people together. One coming from all the way from Africa, and then cross this long ocean and then getting here. And now putting us together is so amazing. And I believe there are so many people out there that you're going through certain things. Maybe God have revealed certain things to you. still continue praying
Yeah.
and let your spirit testify about it. And then get a peace, because one thing that I know is that if it's Him truly speaking to you, you will get peace of mind about it. Because it's a long road. It's not easy, but when you have God in it, everything will fall in good places. So that is a little bit that we wanted to encourage you by sharing how do we call it, our life, so that you will know that God still works in dreams and God still speaks to us in different ways. So thank you very much. And Nicole, do you have anything to add?
No, it's been a blessing. It's been a ride, and pray we continue for many more.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. So thank you for your time, and we appreciate it. So share,
Like,
like,
subscribe,
and subscribe.
subscribe.
Subscribe. Thank you.